We are back with the League of the Genuine Conversations with me, your host, Fred Muwema. We have a date every Friday to discuss the big subject of counterfeits. If you are new here, this is the only program or show on the planet that discusses the important but ignored subject of counterfeits. It's the last episode we shall be shooting in Mbale City in eastern Uganda as part of the baseline study on agricultural inputs, the counterfeit bit of it. And we are here to continue our conversations with a senior citizen from this city, from this region, Mr. NabudereJackson Magumu. Are you related to the late Professor Nabudere?
Yes, we are related. He was my uncle.
He was your uncle?
Yes.
Okay, but I also see you are called Jackson Michael.
Yes.
I'm not going to ask if you're related to Michael Jackson,
no,
the musician.
Yes.
But any relationship there? Are you also good at singing or dancing?
No, I dance Kadodi.
So you're better than Michael Jackson?
Better than Michael Jackson. But Kadodi, because it is an African beat where it catches the beat of everybody, even the whites dance
Michael
Kadodi.
Jackson was too talented. If you taught him Kadodi,
yes,
he would dance it better than you.
No, he can't. I'm the born of the
born of Bugisu.
Bugisu, yes.
Okay, you are welcome to this program. As an LC1 Chairman.
Yes.
General Secretary.
Yes.
From which village?
Mutale village, Wasab County, Sironko district.
Yes. And as a former Radio Uganda engineer.
Yes.
As a farmer.
Yes.
In many crops, coffee and so on.
Yes.
I believe you have a lot of information you can give our viewers about counterfeits.
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, in this program, we are trying to assess the level of understanding and knowledge about counterfeits.
Yes.
Okay. So my first question to you is, do you know what a counterfeit is?
I know. A counterfeit is a product which is similar to the original one, but it's not real in a quality and the content. Say for example, when you go look at the pesticide, you want to spray tomatoes, you go for fungicides. They are selling you copper, but it's not real copper. You spray the fungicides, it doesn't go. That is a counterfeit.
So a counterfeit is not the original thing?
It is not the original thing.
It is an imitation?
An imitation, yes, of the original.
So Mbale used to be the cleanest city in East Africa.
Yes.
So is it now a fake, a counterfeit? Because it's not very clean. I was in the street.
Yes, I would rather say it's a counterfeit simply because
Mbale is now counterfeit.
It's counterfeit.
Why?
Because when you look at the glory of Mbale, it's no longer there. Because Mbale used to be the best cleanest town in East Africa, and it was being taught even in all primary schools, it's even secondary schools, that Mbale is the cleanest state in eastern Uganda. But during the era of Idi Amin, when the rule of Idi Amin came in, it went with so many technicalities which were involved in the cleaning Mbale city. And when you look at again, when Museveni came back, he brought back what he call decentralization. Also, that one has done a greater harm on the development or the cleanness of the state. Because
how? Because they have given power to you, the locals. You can clean your city now. You don't have to wait for central government. How can you blame decentralization?
Decentralization because the local money, the local leaders come, and with a period of time they go. So whoever comes in, he wants a product. So by so doing, the reserved areas who are reserved for beauty,
they are taking them and
taking them and building. They are constructing, making the worst look amorphous. Therefore, decentralization has done harm. Local leaders come with many ideas, of many aims of enriching them. The money which was meant for cleaning the city ends in the pockets of local leaders. And nobody there to question where the money is.
Is there hope that Mbale will regain its glory again now that we have a leader like you who understands these issues?
There's a hope. There's a hope. When you entrust a person who's really having the heart of Mbale, you will develop it and it will become back good. It's glory.
Those who know you
Yes.
as a former aspirant for
Yes.
Budadiri West,
Yes.
they are saying this Mzee is sour graping.
Yes.
See, because we didn't vote him
Yes.
for Budadiri West,
Yes.
we voted Nandala Mafabi.
Yes.
So he's here saying Nandala Mafabi is not cleaning the place.
No, Nandala Mafabi.
What do you say?
Nandala Mafabi, they are saying so, but Nandala Mafabi, as you look at him, he's a good leader. He delivers. But
he can't clean Mbale. This is what you're saying.
It's not his duty. Him as a MP, he discusses he brings up ideas, other people to implement. So it is the implementers, the local leaders, like the town clerk, the LCs, are the ones who implement the cleanliness. Yes, the us.
So you are being very honest. Not many leaders are honest. Yes. You are not doing your work. Before we dive into counterfeits, the other thing I've noticed in this area is the issue of mudslides. It's now rainy season.
Yes.
But our information is that the mudslides are caused by unethical agricultural practices around the mountain.
Yes.
Is this true? And why are you leaders not stopping this fake practice?
True. It's very true. Because due to the scarcity of land, members or farmers, citizens have gone up to the slopes, say the forest reserve. They equal to the forest reserve. So they think, you know, these trees. I was listening. Ground is zero. It was on UBC. There was a technocrat from environment. He says, you know, these branches are the roots over the trees.
They hold the soil.
They hold the soil firm. But these people have grown to the trees. They cut the trees for timber, for firewood, in order to make the gardening so they can plant a crop. And in so doing, the land becomes lost and because of the landslide. Yes, so that's the problem.
So that is how our people are dying.
Yes.
And they are refusing to go even when they are relocated to other areas.
No.
Too much politics. Maybe we stop there on that. Now, on the issue of counterfeiting of agricultural inputs, of agricultural chemicals, of seedlings, is there a problem of counterfeiting in agriculture in Mbale region?
It's too much. Counterfeit is the flooding the market. When you go to fertilizers, you go to pesticides, you find pesticides from Kenya, from other countries.
Pesticides from Kenya?
From Kenya.
What's wrong with them?
They're counterfeit.
They are counterfeit?
Yes.
That is interesting because Kenya was stopping our maize because it is fake.
It's fake.
You are saying they're also supplying fake?
Yes, they're supplying fake.
So have you blocked it from coming from Kenya?
And that one was a political issue. People discussed it at on a high level until government came in and said, let the border be free. The Kenyans come and we also go there. Yes, cross.
Can you specify, because that's a big allegation, that there are some counterfeit pesticides from Kenya. Can you give us names? Name names, companies, if you know?
I can name the companies, but we have ambush.
What is ambush?
That one is for spraying weeds.
Weed?
To plants.
Rumbugu?
Rumbugu, yes.
It's called ambush?
Ambush. That one is a counterfeit. You spray, you wait for the weed to die.
You can't ambush the weed?
That's ambush the weed.
But then why do you continue to buy ambush, which doesn't work?
I think we look for the solution. The demand is there, but the supply is fake. So you say maybe plowing the ground is becoming tiresome, and the season has caught me. I want to plant my maize. I go for the ambush.
But why do you buy ambush? It doesn't work this season. Then you buy it next season, and next season, and next season, and you are here complaining. Are you serious, really? You farmers here?
Farmers, we are serious, but there's a hope that maybe this time what I'm buying is really genuine, but we end up buying, say, a fake one. Say we have products, from France.
Called what?
France. They buy the same names, you know, these agricultural names.
It is also a herbicide.
It's a herbicide, yes.
For killing the weeds.
The weeds. That one, it does better.
What is the name?
The names I cannot remember very well, but you will find that when you ask for that one, the price is much higher than this one on the local market. But being poor, you say, let me take the cheapest. You end up buying the counterfeit. So that's the big problem we have.
Are there any fake agricultural chemicals made in Uganda?
They are there.
Like which one?
They are there. They are there. The names I'm telling you, I'm not vast with the names because I farm for my just buy the pesticides I'm going to spray. You know, these the names of agrochemicals. Unless you have gone to school of that, especially in that field.
But don't you see, you just buy and then you cry afterwards when it doesn't work. But when will you stop crying?
Say, for example, when there was a maize pest, agricultural officers, those are exceptional officers from the districts or sub-counties, they recommended the drugs. But the drugs they recommended, they were the very drugs which failed to kill the pest. The pests. So we rely on these technical people that maybe.
But do they come, the agricultural extension officers? Do they actually come? They
rarely come.
Maybe because you don't call them.
No, it's their duty. An extension worker. For me, I tell you, I remember these days of Bote 1, Bote 2. We had what we call agricultural officers. You will find him in the gumboots, going deep to the villages, checking what? Gardens.
Every week.
Every week. Every week. In almost every day. You will be agriculture officer there, which is no longer there. The people are there, they're earning salary, but they're not doing the work. It can come once in a year. You collect session, it says you fill these forms. For assessing that he is doing the work. Yet he's not doing the work.
So why don't you, the farmers, complain? Why do you just sit there and you don't, and yet you have local governments?
We complain.
You don't have to complain to Kampala, complain to the district.
Farmers complain. When you go to stock shows, they have local radios like Elgon FM, we have Open Gate, we have a signal here. People come with shows and farmers call complaining over the fake drugs on the market, but nothing is done.
So are you saying that the regulators, the government agencies, the justice, law, police, court, UNBS, are you saying they hear the complaints or they don't hear the complaints? And if they hear, do they take action?
Do you know the funny thing of it? The UNBS will come and they will get hold of all the merchandise which is
the fake
sold,
one.
You know, but once the trader follows, and he brings back the very product to the shop, and you think they have done something which is not correct.
So you're saying UNBS will impound the fake product?
Yes.
Take to police?
The police. Later on it comes back.
So where is the problem? Police or UNBS?
Or both of them.
If you are to give marks, what would you give police?
Police
out of 100?
Police, I would give them just 45.
45?
They are promoting the whole process. UNBS brings, says, okay, police take action. A trader comes with some little money.
Gives and
he's free.
So why do you give 45? How many cases have they taken to the court? Which you know as a senior farmer. Is 45 high or you want to reduce or to increase?
I can't even reduce because I've never seen anybody being prosecuted.
You've never seen anyone?
Nobody. If you find a person who has been arrested, tomorrow is at large, doing his usual duty.
And making money.
And making money out of ignorant farmers. You know, you cannot blame the farmers. They are ignorant.
What about UNBS? You give them 100?
Yeah, UNBS also, because they can come once in a year, they deserve to get 35.
35?
Once in a year. Or twice
in a year.
In a year.
And then they arrest and take and the things come back.
They come back.
So if you had a school, all your students would be failing. If you're a teacher.
Yes, it would be failing.
35 is F.
Yes. F.
45 is F.
F, yes.
So it is a failure.
It's a failure.
The regulator is not doing their work.
They're not doing their work. They are not. Otherwise, this issue would have been already being silenced. But these people are not doing their work. Whoever comes there is aimed. I'm going to arrest. But what am I going to gain?
What will I eat?
What will I eat? My children are starving at home. Say, I've been given a million. What can I take for school fees?
Mr. Nabudere,
Yes.
we are going to take a break and
Yes.
continue our conversation.
Yes.
Eating and counterfeits, it appears the two
Yes.
are bedfellows.
Yes.
Let's take a break. We're back with the second segment of our conversation here. We are at Mbale Resort Hotel in Mbale City. We're having a discussion with Mzee here, Mr. Nabudere Jackson Magumu.
Yes.
Okay, a farmer, an LC1, and politician from Mbale. We broke off at a point
Yes.
where you are saying that arrests are done about the fakes by UNBS, by police, and the goods come back
Yes.
on the market. So, are we losing the fight against counterfeits, in your view?
In that direction, we are losing. We are losing it because nothing's done. Once a trader dealing in the counterfeit is arrested and gains his freedom, he will not stop. He will continue bringing the same counterfeit products on the market. So that's
So you think that it is because of corruption, it is because of lack of awareness? What is making this counterfeit grow?
it's both awareness. It's also that because the farmers are not aware, there's not enough education on counterfeit.
They are not aware about
They are
what?
not, on the counterfeit products.
On the counterfeit products. Okay.
They're not aware. And
We
the-
have on this program an acronym. We have certain drivers we
Yes.
have identified
Yes.
as driving counterfeits.
Counterfeits, yes.
Among them, there is depreciation, there is
Yes.
affordability, there is
Yes.
negligence. You've looked at those drivers.
Yes.
As an experienced farmer
Yes.
who is knowledgeable about these things
Yes.
and who has lived in Mbale when
Yes.
there are no counterfeits and now is suffering,
Yes.
what do you think is driving the counterfeits?
But also during counterfeit, one thing, the level of poverty.
Poverty.
Now, a farmer would opt for something of 3,000 other than buying that one of 10,000. Because these people, they have created a level where you found a genuine one, it is at a higher price than the counterfeit one. It's at the
Poverty, you're speaking to affordability.
affordability, yes, affordability. Yes.
But Mr. Nabudere,
Yes.
you've lived in Uganda for how long? From the 60s?
60s, from the 60s.
Okay. In the 60s,
Yes.
Uganda was a poor country.
Yes.
In the 70s, it was poor.
Why, yes.
In the 80s, it was poor.
Yes.
In the 90s, it was poor.
Yes.
It is still poor. So in other words, we've had poor people in Uganda
Yes.
for all these years. But we didn't have as many counterfeits in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 80s, and in the 90s like we have now. So how can poverty be a factor?
You know, formerly, when we talk of it 80s, 70s, the trade was entirely in the hands of Indians. You know, for me, I like Indians. And they had heart for other people. But once, during the era of Amin, the business went back to us local people of Ugandans. We aimed at making what? Profit. You remember there's a era of what we call Magendo. Magendo. People would buy
Black market.
Black market, yes. A person buys a commodity here at 5,000, he goes to sell at 10,000. So that evil,
Greed and profit brought the counterfeits.
counterfeit.
But Mr. Nabudere, you know that some of the fake
Yes.
or counterfeit
Yes.
agricultural chemicals or inputs. You told me
Yes.
that they come from India,
Yes.
some of them.
Yes. Now,
So how can you say that
Now-
India, for them, they...
the counterfeit, now, that one...
Some come from India.
Yes, they come from India.
Yes.
When you go to clinical medicine, same for malaria,
Anti-malaria,
anti-malaria, you find that there's a fake one from India. And now, the whole brain goes to UNBS.
UNBS.
Yes.
So let's correct this.
Yes.
So counterfeit
Yes.
is a practice
Yes.
that every race,
Yes.
every tribe,
Yes.
every person can do.
Yes.
Whether you're African, white or Indian.
Indian, yes.
Everyone is trying to make money.
Trying to make money, yes. That area there, maybe people have left the... You know, this thing, I go back to church. Once you are godly, you can do something for the better of your people. But people have lost the morale.
But we have just come from Easter, Mr. Nabudere. We all were celebrating.
Yes.
Cows and goats died
Yes.
because Jesus had
risen,
risen. So
yes.
we are a Christian country.
Yes.
You have so many churches and mosques around
Mosques
in
around,
Bali.
yes.
They are more than in the 80s.
Yes, yes.
So meaning we fear God and we love
I'll
Jesus.
tell you that. Because
Hey.
you find these very churches, the
Uh-huh.
pastors, they arrested a pastor who is has collected the girls from Eastern, he was from Uganda, the other side of Soga. He has brought these young girls from Bale, where Busia, and he turns them to be their women.
Trafficking.
So, trafficking.
And taking them where? Outside, or he was keeping for
He was
himself?
He was keeping for himself. He was now a bull in the crowd. Now, in a region, these mushroom churches, they are for other benefits. People are no longer on exactly what Christianity is. You find clapping, dance.
So are you saying that counterfeits have they have left the garden, in the fake,
yes.
you called it ambush.
Ambush.
They have also ambushed the church.
The church, yes. There's also ambush the church. You find the person is a pastor, but he ends up in prison under defilement. Even
So why do you think it's like this? Why do we? Is it the parenting? You, the parents, you are the ones who brought up this, because most of these people are young.
yes.
The pastors, whoever you are saying.
25 years.
Yes. So the parenting, we blame the parenting. You didn't do your job, and you brought up a generation of fake people everywhere.
The parenting, then also technology. You know, technology. You know, these cameras you see, the videos you see, they have also got done a harm to our community.
But they are producing a nice picture. You look there, your
Yes,
picture
yeah.
is nice.
Yes, the
so
picture-
what's wrong with that picture?
The picture is there.
But
when you see on a screen,
a
woman dancing nude, naked,
wearing up to here.
up to here. Now our younger generation they copy, and then they end up mentioning every aspect of life.
So they will go and fake.
Yes.
They buy fake to please that woman in the
Yes.
in the TV.
In the TV, yes. Yeah.
But technology is also making it easier for us
Yes.
to produce many products,
Yes.
quality products as well.
Yes.
So are you saying there is misuse of technology, or the technology generally is bad?
No, it's misuse of technology. Misuse of, for example, for me, I'm happy that I was in the early 60s when there was only a sole station of UTV. That's what Uganda television.
Which used to close at 11.
At 11, and they would open up. Now, you not see any program being produced which is which has an obscene material. For example, they would wait for a program. They say a program which will come at around 12:11. They assume the children are already asleep.
But these days there is a program, they call it Kalakata, for example, on
yes.
NBS.
Yes.
It's there when the children have just come from home.
Yes. And that's what I'm
So if the children are watching Kalakata, what do you expect them to do
yes.
when they have grown up?
They have grown up, they will be worse. They will be worse.
But we don't have a regulator for that. You have worked in Radio Uganda.
Yes.
You are an engineer.
Yes.
Surely there must be some regulation for the broadcast.
There's a regulation. But these people, they're not following. You know, they after when you
money.
Money.
Or the regulator also enjoys
Yes,
the program.
The program. You know, they after money. They say, you're given a license. Have you paid for the license? Yes, you have paid for the license to broadcast. He's comfortable there. Very comfortable. He's not checking back. Is what being broadcast is of real material which does not harm the community. This is what we call now, which is licensing. Now, there are so many mushroom radio stations. And these stations are doing even a harm. There are even some other stations, they are preaching the gospel to people to hate the government in what? In press. Because they are free to broadcast. Now they can say anything. Say Museveni is doing this. Every day.
You are talking about fake news.
Fake news, yes.
You also see fake news as counterfeiting of some form.
Yes, fake news. A person will run a story simply because they didn't pay the what? Money.
Or they hold the story as well.
Oh yeah, you can even hold the story. A story which is the story which catches the market and which is against the current government.
So these counterfeits you've talked about,
yes.
Poverty and a lot of counterfeits in agriculture.
Yes.
Have you suffered from being a victim of these counterfeits, or it's other people who have told you how they have suffered?
No, I've suffered. I'm a farmer myself.
You suffered.
I suffered.
What did you lose?
I planted tomatoes, yeah? Tomatoes, an acre, hoping to harvest and get school fees for my children. I went and buy fertilizers. When I applied, the oil crops dried. Then he said, when I went back to the toilet, he said, no, you put the market. No.
You bought those fertilizers from where?
There's a bad trading place called Bugisu. There's a Sonori Park.
It was a shop?
Shop.
From a van?
From a shop. From a shop. You go to police, you say, this is about... The police, when you report a case to police, behind you, after going back, say, we're going to investigate. You will go to the ship to trade it. Do you know? You have been reported of selling counterfeit products here. So what should you do in order to save you? He gets something. The person will hold the story. The issue will remain there. You will never see that man.
You don't complain?
You complain, you complain, but you end up losing the battle.
So the police is watching here in Mbale, in Sironko, and the whole of Uganda.
Yes.
Your message to the Inspector General of Police, what should he do?
He should educate these police officers. As much as there is poverty around, as much as their salary is low, let them perform their duties and avoid corruption. They should avoid corruption. Police, as I tell you now, when I go there, Mr. So has done such a thing, then they summon him. You know, this has been alleged on you. What did you do go out of this? And for you to go back, they say, no, we are still investigating the case. You work for the full year. For me, I lost a piece of land to my cousin, a big piece of land. He went and he colluded with my younger brother. He gave them some little money. He went, they cut a big partition of my coffee. I went to police. This man being a man with money. My friend was sophisticated. The man ended up grabbing the land.
So police, what about the courts? You think they are doing their work?
The courts are trying, but the story is almost the same. You know the court is a prosecutor. There's a state attorney. Now these people, they connive a magistrate, a prosecutor, state attorney. You say, how can we make our ends what? Meet. You'll be eating money from a criminal. And right.
But don't you think that because of the lack of knowledge
Yes.
of the concealed dangers of counterfeiting, that's why these people are taking the money and then they also go on the market and buy fake things and fall sick? Don't you think lack of knowledge of the concealed dangers?
It's lack of knowledge. Like for me, when I go to clinical medicine, the medicine we use to treat ourselves, for me, I've lost all interest in medicine coming from India. Because when you look for the Panadol, you go Panadol from India. A strip is 500. You go to that one from England, he will tell you it's 2,000 a strip. Now, being lacking knowledge, he will tell you that no, it fits the same. But if this is the same, why are you saying this one at 500 and this one at 2,000?
But for you may be thinking it's from India.
Yes.
When it's actually somebody here going and getting the packaging of India and putting and saying made in India. That is possible.
It is also possible. Now we have industries for medical, it's just a number there. They're which producing what drugs. They're also faking the drugs. Now the problem, what can we do? Now members have come out to rescue us. I urge you to continue. Because people are not sensitized. I tell you, you're shooting now. That is for TV. Even you go back to radios. Because the common man in my village.
Listen to radio.
Listen to radio. The film shall be delivered and shall be saved. That's the problem. People are lacking in knowledge. This is what can we learn to?
So it has become normal.
It has become normal.
Normal. People say that's how it is. We need to take a break now. We are here with Mr. Nabudere, an LC chairperson, General Secretary from
Butare Village.
Butare Village in Sironko district. We need to take a break. We're back with the last segment of our conversation here with Mr. Nabudere. We are enjoying a cup of coffee here. Mr. Nabudere, coffee is big business.
Yes, big
in
business.
Bugisu region.
Yes.
You have Arabica.
I have Arabic, yes.
Arabica coffee.
Yes.
And the big news these days is there is some coffee deal, some Italian. I'm sure the people of Mbale are very happy with this deal.
They are not very happy. I came from the village, people everywhere they are complaining. They are even saying.
They are complaining. What is wrong with the deal? You tell us.
You know, the deal is going to deprive the profits of Bambasa to other people.
The profits.
Yes, the profits. Because for us, BCU is the
Bugisu Cooperative Union.
Is also place which it looks for our price. Now
you sell the coffee producers, farmers in Bugisu, sell to Bugisu Cooperative Union.
Yes.
Now this coffee deal is saying Bugisu Cooperative Union cannot buy.
Cannot buy. Now what is that? What is the security behind it? You know, there are things, say, mixed politics. There's a politics there. Because the BC has been fought from behind and front by the government. First of all, they were looking at the chairman of this cooperative union, Honorable Mafavi, as a threat to the government. So to silence him or to bring him down, they have to deny freedom to the cooperative union to sell the products direct to.
But for us, some people are saying that the coffee deal is good because it is going to stop counterfeits, which are rife in the coffee industry.
How?
Is this true?
How? This coffee deal is basically based in Kampala. We really know exactly, BCU knows exactly who is the local farmer down there. But this deal, they lack that knowledge.
But BCU is not stopping the fakes in coffee. No, so somebody might argue that this is actually supposed to help the fakes to get out of coffee so that the quality of our coffee we export is preserved and we can get high revenue.
You know, the counterfeit in coffee, you know, also the blame goes back to the government.
How?
Because now Bugisu is not the sole buyer of coffee now. There's what we call Chagaranyi.
In Imbalo also.
In Imbalo also, buying is led by a Sen Muzungu. Now, the coffee which is being brought from northern Uganda, it is a type, is brought, it's mixed.
And mixed with the Arabic.
And Chagaranyi buys. For them they sell. But actually, BCU of Bugisu is not doing such a deal. Yes. Recently, we are for an annual general meeting. All these things were pointed out. The chairman, Honorable Five, was crying out. He said, "Now, government is bringing this deal over an Italian. The all members, the delegates, representing all members in the Bugisu region, he said, Chairman, Bugisu should go to court."
You want to go to court?
You want to go to court against that deal, because it's the private gas of our products being sold on the market. Yeah,
okay, you will go to court and the court will decide.
Yes.
But do we have a problem of counterfeits in coffee, apart from that mixing of the coffee from northern Uganda? Do we have the sprays you're using, the seedlings? Is there a problem?
Yeah, the seedlings that there's a problem.
There's a problem.
There's a problem. You know, there's what we call wealth creation.
Operation wealth creation.
Now, government, what they did, they brought these UPDF officers, and now they're dealing in the giving the seedlings. Now, denying the technocrats who know what it is on the coffee seedlings. Now, you find they are bringing the coffee seedlings, which has been brought up using fertilizers.
Are you saying the coffee seedlings are fake? They
are fake because you plant. For my planted a full acre, I ended the money which I put in. The coffee, it just germinated well, but when it came to dry season, it all went. It all went. And we were questioning, what kind of seedlings are these? And we find for us which have been made locally by us ourselves. It's doing well.
But as a leader,
yes,
you are now on camera. You tell Operation Wealth Creation
yes,
the problem you're facing.
Yes.
Maybe they are not aware.
Wealth creation, they should follow the knowledge given by technical officers in the agricultural field. They are messing, bringing the coffee seedlings in the dry season. You bring the coffee seedling in December or November, and you know that the dry season is coming in December. How do you expect such seedlings to?
So you are asking Operation Wealth Creation to bring quality seeds,
quality seeds, yes,
but on time.
On time. On time. I was given a maize in December. I kept, I said, I planted this season. When I opened the bag, the whole bin is the whole seeds.
But if they give you the seedlings in wrong season, can't you keep until the season comes?
But thinking, how would you water the seeds?
They will die.
They will die automatically.
And you buy them or they are for free?
They are for free, but you pay money for transport.
And fertilizer?
And the fertilizers.
And the fertilizer is also fake or is okay?
It is fake. It is fake. Now they are saying the price of fertilizer has skyrocketed. Now a kilo is around 6,000. When you ask war it's the war in Ukraine. Then
the war in Ukraine, yes.
Yes. It's affected. How can it affect the fertilizers? Yes.
But the fuel has gone up. Have the cost of farm inputs also gone up, and the seedlings, has it gone up?
They have gone up. And when you say, I cannot say you, when he has transported a bag of fertilizers at the 5,000, he says that the rest he can't. He also has to put to cover the transport cost. So the whole mess is in the fuel price. It's also done a great harm.
So the increase,
yes,
is it safe to say that the increase in prices is also going to increase the influx of counterfeits.
Yes,
Counterfeiters will take advantage because people are looking for cheap.
For cheap, yes. It will take an advantage. A person will say, now, they have exported a pesticide from France, from England. Now, it has reached on the market, say, such a price. But that one which has come from Bugisu through the smuggling.
Through the buses.
From the buses.
As hidden cargo.
Hidden cargo. Is costing less. So you dash for this one. And ending up getting counterfeit products on the market. These things is not on not pesticides. Even the foodstuffs, I'll tell you that. Even the foodstuffs. You find they're saying Kenya rejected our maize. But you find also maize flour from Kenya. It's counterfeit. You find it's not of quality.
But was that politics, or you actually we produced fake maize?
It was politics.
It wasn't fake.
It wasn't fake. The maize was okay, but the hidden story behind it.
Are you sure it was okay? We had there was the issues with the aflatoxin,
yes,
moisture content.
Maybe,
you people you put stones.
Yes.
You are saying it wasn't the case?
It wasn't the case. There was something politics behind, because I understand. As I hear a rumor, Uganda government put a hold on the Ugandan sugar to come.
Kenya government put a ban on Ugandan sugar.
Yes.
So there was a revenge. Tit for tat.
Yes, there was a revenge.
So we are in East African community.
Yes.
What does it mean? That we work together, free trade, we cooperate, we are one people.
Yes.
You're saying there is no East African community?
It is there, but it's on the paper.
Yeah, it has to be in an agreement.
Yes,
then also in practice.
In the practice, it's not there. If there is a ban, you say don't take maize to Kenya. When you say free trade area.
And then don't take Ugandan sugar.
Ugandan sugar. No, that hold any water. It doesn't. So this thing all day, we should.
But now, a few weeks ago, yes, we spoke to a community officer, a woman leader from Sironko.
Yes.
In respect of coffee.
Coffee, yes.
And she was saying,
yes,
that the problem is that the women are the ones who are cultivating the coffee, yes, and the men are the ones who go and market,
yes,
and sell and get the money,
yes,
and they pocket the money. It never reaches home. So why are you complaining about these prices when you've been taking money? You don't share. The men who are in coffee.
Yeah, the men are there. The story is right or wrong. The allegation is right or wrong. Because it's not all men who are doing such. For example, for me, I've been in Kampala. My woman has been at home. He is the one who's been managing the oral coffee estates. I come, there's school fees. What have you sold in the coffee?
But she puts the money in your account. Is it a joint account? You see, this is the problem. She's here selling, but the money goes to your account. And you're the one who signs.
But I end up paying school fees to my children. And my children, and they also are children. So there's no question of saying this is.
So your message to those men, yes, who they were complaining about,
yes,
who take all the money, is what is your message?
The message is that they should revisit their behavior. Once you have sold the coffee and you have got the money, report it back to your wife, because you are working together in order to produce the coffee. So as soon as reason why you went to chase the money, you deny your woman access to what you have sold.
The way you have spoken,
yes,
counterfeits are everywhere.
It's everywhere. Yes.
One of our biggest concerns on this program,
yes, is
that the youth are the most affected by counterfeit.
Yes.
So we are having a generation,
yes,
that thinks counterfeits,
yes,
education counterfeit,
yes,
the religion is counterfeit,
yes,
they are eating counterfeit.
Yes.
So we are having a counterfeit generation.
Yes.
So don't you think the youth are doomed? They need to be liberated. We need to do something.
The youth they are doomed to be liberated. Simply, you know, the youth are the people who are going for anything happening around. You find the youth there. This politics, a youth is used to say you rave against Nana. You chase the opponents of Nabudere. If it ends up ending in a problem, when there's a shootout or when there's a gas spraying, it's the youth who's affected. You saw the youth, some of them, that are not themselves. Some have taking what? Drugs. So they act out of there.
They are making a bad thing worse.
Worse, yes.
When we started, you said for you understand what a counterfeit is. You explained.
Yes.
Do you think these youth understand counterfeit?
Some don't.
Do they think there is an issue there? Do they know it's a crime?
They have no knowledge. Now, maybe education which has come out like now, people have come over anti-counterfeit network Africa. Maybe this issue will come to their senses. Having heard from you. That's why I'm telling you that go down up to the radio stations and broadcast this issue against anti-counterfeit products. The issue will come to their senses. Because you tell the youth, I told my son that you got to buy fertilizer of 6,000. He said, no, why? I should buy that one with what? 3,000. Because he wants to make
he tells you he has bought for 6,000
yes.
and he buys for 3 and makes the difference.
He makes the difference. Now, that's a creation, that gap there, which is making the counterfeit still remain a problem in our communities. Yes, the youth should be sensitized. This education should go back to even schools. Yes.
Schools.
Because when you go to school, there's a lesson for gardening. During that gardening lesson, let the teacher talk about counterfeit products on the market. The youth will come back home, oh, daddy, they said you bought ambush or set a label, that one is a counterfeit. Then something will be done. Because
so we should include the subject of counterfeit.
Yes.
In the education, that's what you're saying.
Even
the business schools.
In the business schools.
They should teach it.
They should teach it, yes.
Because it's now a problem.
It's now a problem. There's no way we can go out of it without educating the masses. So no way we can go out of it.
Okay, before we end.
Yes.
You, by background.
Yes.
You're an engineer.
Yes.
Used to work on Radio Uganda.
Yes.
Which kind of engineer were you?
Electrical engineer.
Electrical.
Yes.
Meaning wires and
wires
all these lights.
And those bulbs you see here.
Can you comment about counterfeits in electricals? Are they there or it's only in agriculture?
It's there. You look to the products from Taiwan. Those are all from fake products. Taiwan. You got that one from Indonesia. The cables, you say cables from Indonesia. It's a counterfeit. Because you wire a house, in a few you find a house burning. The insulation cover is not of material. Now, when you go that one of England, it will do a good what? Job. But
even the one of England can be fixed. You will see that there is a cable which was called New England.
Yes, New England, yes.
A brand.
A brand, yes.
But some of it is fixed.
Yes. Everywhere we cannot avoid anything because a human being is a human being.
So is it the problem with the training of the engineers these days, or is it the general culture?
It's a general culture, and also it's both general culture and training of engineers.
For you, where did you train from?
At Uganda Technical Ergon. I went to Uganda Polytechnic Chambogo, where I finalized a diploma in electrical.
Polytechnic Chambogo.
Chambogo, yes.
It's now a university.
It's now a university. And Chambogo used to produce quality engineers and technicians. Even
like you, Nabudere here.
Even in Ergon. You cannot beat me anything because I know the IE, of course, the IE Institute of Electrical Engineering regulations. You cannot tell me that to do this and I do it. No.
So you are not an expired engineer?
I'm not expired.
You are still on?
I'm still on. That's why you see me living around. I make money here I go there making in also technical work, even in broadcast, because I have a diploma in mass communication. I put in for time for last time you had the many news I was talking about the education system in Sironko. I said the Kadodi is doing a harm to education.
But that's what you love. You said at the beginning. So you are now against Kadodi again.
Yes, because I said in all activities, there's both sides.
You have to balance the positive and the negative.
The negative, yes. You have to balance.
Mr. Nabudere, it has been a pleasure to have you, but we need to have your last message to the people of Sironko, to the people of Bugisu region, to the people of Uganda, to the people of Africa.
Yes, the people of Uganda, the people of Sironko, please, watch out for counterfeit products. Because that's how you are losing, you are getting low.
Look at your camera.
That's why you are losing low, you are getting low produce. Simply because of counterfeit product. People of Uganda take it on that counterfeit products are on the market. In all activities, even if you go to churches, you see the counterfeit in churches, which is godly, and people are doing negative things in the church. You go to trade, go to medicine, you look at UniBase, you find that they're feeding the products which is expired. Where were they? You find the medicines being going to be banned, and it came in Uganda a month ago. Why was it not?
And it's paid taxes.
And you pay taxes. So Uganda, please watch out on the counterfeit products. Our government, come on, have a stand here. You educate the officers who are in charge of regulating products on the market, so that we shall fight counterfeit products and we come back to Uganda of the 60s.
And those who want cheap things, your message.
I don't have cheap
things. Is cheap thing expensive? Is cheap expensive?
Cheap things are, in other words, expensive. You will buy a cheap thing, end up treating yourself for $1 million. You bought a drug which is cheap, and the side effects are so big that you end up paying in the medical hospital to be operated.
You pay millions and millions. And the companies which manufacture, what should they do to help us to tell the difference between fake and genuine?
They should put real trademarks, and they should always tell us that our product carries such a trademark. Once you get shot over that product, that trademark, it's a counterfeit product. Yes.
Thank you very much. That was a conversation with the Mr. NabudereJackson Magumu. Magumu is LC1 Secretary for Bumutale village in Sironko district. We will need to sign off from here at Mbale Resort Hotel. This is the last episode we are shooting from Mbale City. It is part of the baseline survey we are conducting for a project we are doing with the USAID. Many thanks to them for enabling this, and many thanks to you, our viewers, who support this program by viewing it and liking it. And for those who are joining us for the first time, this program is there every Friday, 8 p.m. We pledge to continue bringing you information about counterfeits, because we believe an informed consumer is an empowered consumer. As always, don't be fake, buy and sell genuine.